Since I don't have any makeup on. Okay. Well, welcome everybody to one of the last Mondays of our seminar year. We're so excited. We have two more, this one and one more, and we are in full swing for a strong finish and a strong beginning. And so we're excited that you're here. If you arrived before 8 o'clock, you got a little bit of a sneak peek of something exciting that you can be expecting the next go around as we start our new meetings in July. And so you may want to watch the replay. Oh no, you won't. It wasn't even recorded, was it? Okay, well, you want to make sure you're on time next week because you might hear it again as a special announcement. So we're excited that you guys are here. Tonight's going to be extra special. We've got some great training. I'm excited to for you guys to hear our trainer tonight. So let's get through all of the things because we have a little bit of extra recognition tonight because we're going to honor our star consultants. So let's first talk about announcements, okay? Um, Hold on a second. I need to change my view here because I'm sorry, just a second. My thing is sort of glitching. Okay, there we go. All right. So let's talk about announcements. And I'm going to whip through these kind of quick because we still have the same general things going on that we've had going on. And I don't want to beat you guys up about that. But I will tell you that the company basically let us know that the June promo product promotion, those products, you guys, and this has always been the case, there's a limited number to those discounted, there's a part number associated with those discounted products and they're limited. And so we've already sold out of booster HA. So you want to make sure that you think you're going to wait until the last minute to like stock up on all your things and put your final order in. But if you really want to get a good deal with some things that are 60% off, you're going to want to go ahead and do that in advance. Okay. Here's a pro tip. It also really helps your sales director. It really helps your sales director mathematically know what's coming in, what she can expect, and leaves it's less stressful the last couple of days of the month. And so getting your order in early has equal double benefits for you this month. So make sure you're checking on that. They also said that the line reducer and the serum C plus E is getting low and they're expecting that it will sell out. So these are products that you want to have in your stash. You sell a lot of, you're going to talk a lot about. I'm just letting you know that you better now than never, right? So stock up on your favorites. Okay. Of course, we still have the Points to Paradise going on. You guys, I looked at the report that I had and I was pretty surprised to see how quickly those points can add up, especially if you have a team. So make sure you're tracking that because you may not even be well aware that, I mean, I had some people over 5,000 points. I didn't even realize. So I'm sure people that aren't thinking that they're going to be on target for anything or they're not sure how to do it, who knows, you might get a couple of really sharp new team members within the contest period and your points can explode. And so I just want to make sure that you guys are tracking that, you know where to find it, talk to your director about it. Okay. Here's something else that we don't always talk about, but I think it's pretty important, and especially because this was sort of like a widespread scam. The scammers are really out there trying to scam Mary Kay people. Okay, they want your product. They want to get the product from you and sell it extra cheap online, or they steal it off your doorsteps. They're black market sending the products out. They're sending the products to other countries and they're getting it for basically free. And there's a lot of traditional scams where they're going to send you the credit or they're going to send you the cashier's check, give me the products, blah, blah, blah. Don't ever accept cashier's checks. But here's something that recently happened that I want to make everybody aware of. There was some kind of a breach with the textable number, and all the details I think are kind of online. But what happened was they sent out a blanket text message to a lot of consultants and directors and said that they needed you to verify your password or change your password or something through this text message. And people did it. And then these scammers accessed your in touch, and my understanding is a lot of them went in and drained a lot of people's star prizes. Okay, they went in and took your points. And, if you've got 1,800, 2,000 points, that's not a big deal. But I know sales directors who have 70,000 points. I have over 30,000 points just sitting in there. They roll over, you spend some, they roll over. And so that's a really nice little gift card that you can send yourself if you're a scammer. And so I just want to be careful. They go in and then what they do is they change your password right away. They change the email on file and they change the password, and then they access all your information and do whatever they want in there. So Mary Kay wants you to know they will never ask you to text your password. I would imagine in unit sizes of the three of us, somebody's probably been scammed through that particular scam. And so that's why it's so important to stay connected and to make sure you're visiting, you're in touch every day, just because those beauty news announcements are very helpful to be careful of things that are happening and changes that are being made in the company as well. So staying in the loop for sure. Okay, so there's information on In Touch about that, but just be careful out there in the Mary Kay world. It's good to know that your products are that in demand. People want your products bad, but just don't fall for any scams. Okay. All right, so let's talk. I'm not going to talk about any more announcements. So if I'm missing something really important, jump in and let me know. We're obviously at the end of the seminar year, and so these last 2 weeks are going to be really important, and so many things happen in the last 2 weeks of the seminar year. But let me also just put this out there. With that being said, I anticipate because we've had this happen, especially at the end of quarters, but not so much at the end of the seminar year, ordering issues. You're going to think at 11 o'clock at night, the last day of the seminar year, that you can go in and go ahead and just casually put your order in. You might find that it's stressful. And then you're wondering, should I call my director? What's going on? Oh my gosh, I can't get my order in. And then it's jacking up everybody's totals and it's jacking up people finishing things that really they want to stay on target for. So again, it's another reason to work from a place where you're getting your order in early. Okay. And then if you have to do another small order at the end, but it's like we break the internet. And I would imagine that because we've had trouble in the past, that June 30th is going to be a real problem. Okay. So let's go through our winners for the week. We have three ladies that we're excited to celebrate tonight. And let's start with place number three. Get your pom poms out. We have Allison. I'm going to say this again. Why can my mouth not say her last name? Susie. Liebarger.
Live.
Liebarger, right? I was gonna say that, and then I'm like, I don't know why I wanted to put an M in there. Lamb. Okay, no, Liebarger. Oh my goodness, Allison. I'm messing up your first name, but your last name, but your first name's so great. We love it. All right, so you are our third place winner. Tell us, what did you do this week that was extra special?
Well, this is so funny, Allison, because Susie has talked to us about this, like just trust the process. So progress over perfection. So I actually sent in my points while my dad was driving in the car to the restaurant here at like 11:15 this morning so we could celebrate my cousin's birthday. And I'm like, Dad, add these numbers in your head. Remember these numbers because my dad is a very math person. And I'm like, okay, you got to remember these numbers because I had to look up my order history, all this stuff. So he's adding them, and luckily my aunt and my cousin weren't there yet. So I put those in the parking lot before we go into the restaurant. And I'm like, I won't be a winner, but it doesn't matter. It's just that you do this to get in a routine to just, progress over perfection, and you trust that process. So I
Mhm.
know that really isn't the question you asked me, but I want to encourage everybody. You never know. It's
That's
like you
right.
said, just do what your director asks you. They ask you for a reason to do this stuff.
And I love that because I think that that's that special little surprise and that affirmation of being consistent. And so you're right, you just never know. And there might be some people that had a great week and didn't turn their points in, and it's like, we hate that for you. But it's one of those things. It's just one of those things of learning how to do the right thing when you're supposed to that makes your process a lot easier. And so we're excited for you. Congratulations. You're our runner up to the runner up. All right. Well, this next name is easy for me to say. She's also in Susie's unit. Lisa Brooks is our number two runner up to the queen. Lisa. Yay. Okay. Where is she at? Is she on here?
Yes, I'm
Mhm.
here.
Oh, there you are, Lisa. Yeah, I was going to say, okay. So share with us what you did this week.
Well, the first one was one of my clients that I take care of. Her aunt has used Mary Kay for years, and this lady is almost 90 years old. And she was very upset when I told her that the stick that we used to have is no longer, we don't carry it anymore, but I had some in my inventory, so I sold her one of those and I gave her a book. Well, she ordered a new foundation and she ordered a Time Wise moisturizer. So I got her, and that was on Tuesday. And then Saturday, we have a very dear family friend who has passed, had a car dealership, and we've done a memorial car show in his honor for the past 4 years. And I was the one checking cars in. And I had my pink Mary Kay purse on the back of my chair, and they were getting oohs and ahs. And I had samples, and I even had books in there. And I got two new customers that are going to place orders. And I had two that came over thanks to Allison for the inventory sale, came over and bought a lot. Let's just put it that way.
All right. Well, that's
So I'm
always
really
fun. We love
excited,
new
and
customers.
I'm kind of trying to talk one of the new customers into doing a share call because I think she would be amazing. She's got two little kids who are adorable, and she's got an older one, and she kind of wants a side hustle. So I was just kind of like throwing ideas at her and giving her different scenarios, and I think that might be she might be a good catch for us.
All right. Well, good luck with that. I know you're in good hands with your sales director.
Yes, ma'am, I definitely am.
All right. Well, let's talk to our queen this week. It's no surprise, Laurie Parks from the Janice Strunk unit. Laurie, who also, by the way, is last I heard was number 9, you guys, in the Emerald Seminar. And so we are so excited. We cannot wait to hear what happens at your seminar and how you're honored and, squeezing to stay in that top 10. So tell us, Lori, about your week this week.
I got to get that sheet out. Here it is. I really am surprised that I am the queen. I had a party with 4 girls, and I booked some appointments. And then I had a career survey with Jana and another gal that I think is going to join my team. And I sold $218 worth of product, which wasn't a lot. That's why I was kind of surprised. But anyway, um, I got a girl hopping on tonight too after this meeting to maybe join my team, I hope.
Listen, you just said a lot of things Mary Kay would say. Wait a minute. You think maybe and I hope are like 3 words we don't say.
I
Like, I've
know.
got this girl,
She's
she's
gonna
hopping
join
on, she's gonna join
my
my team.
team.
I'm so excited. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Well, I'm excited for you, and we'll look forward to hearing about it next week and meeting her when she comes into the
Yeah.
Great Start Room.
Yes.
All right. Well, congratulations to our
Thank you.
queen. We're going to do a quick rundown of our star consultants. So the Monday was the 15th. It was the last day of the quarter, and some of you might have just finished up your star. So if you were a sapphire star last quarter, and go ahead and give us a big wave that we can celebrate you for being a sapphire star. Woohoo! All right, the next one up the block is our Ruby girls. That's 2,400 and above. If you were a Ruby star this past quarter, go ahead. Give us a big wave. Do your stage wave like this so we can celebrate you. All right. And then we have a diamond. A diamond is a girl's best friend, but it's not the best that you could be, but we'll still take you if you're a diamond. So if you were a diamond star last quarter, go ahead and give us a big wave like this. Where are our stars at? Okay, we must all be pearls. All right, Judy, we're excited for you. All right. And then how about our emerald stars? We're getting up there now. Emerald stars and above. Go ahead and give us a big wave. And where are our pearls at? Give us a wave, pearl stars. All right. And do we have any 4 quarter star consistent achievers? If you were a star all 4 quarters, go ahead and give us a wave. You get that extra special gift from the company. And so we're excited for you to pick up your prize at seminar. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, congratulations. All right, I'm going to pass it off to Jana. She's going to do the soft intro to the training tonight and inform you guys on a few things before we get started.
All right, ladies, I am super excited to be introducing our trainer here in just a little bit. But before we do that, you know what? You just don't know what's going to happen. Like July, we've got some exciting stuff that we've got coming up, and we're still collaborating on it. But you just don't know when you might get into a drawing for a prize just for turning in your points. You just don't know when that's going to happen. When you're on time, when you got your points in, and you're prepared. Because you know what? When preparation and what is that saying? When preparation and opportunity meet, amazing things happen. Okay, I think so. So be prepared for that. And then also we will do like a rundown probably in the next couple weeks, like about our point sheets, because we think it's really important for us to make sure that everyone is educated, like on the points, like what is a face? You know, a face is when you actually get together with someone and allow them to try the product on their skin. And so that is, that is doing a facial, or, if you're doing it virtually, but they still have samples. And so things like that. So talk to your sales director if you do have questions. And by the way, yeah, 4 quarter stars. Today is the day that you want to start for that, and think about what prize that you want. So Susie wants a propane fire pit. That is awesome. So lots of great prizes for us. Ladies, also, we talked about this last week. What are your dreams? Like, what dreams are in your heart? What is a dream that Mary Kay could pay for? And that might be a lawnmower for your family. It might be a 4x4. It might be a new car. It might be new flooring. What does that look like? And so reach out to your sales director, please. And if you could send her a picture, I would kind of like to have pictures, because I'm feeling like I could do something really fun on our little app website thingy. So if you could do that, and if you want to include yourself in the picture, like take a selfie of like holding a picture of the sofa that you want or whatever, take a selfie. I would love to see that, because we want to tie the dreams to you. So please do that for us in this next week, okay? And it's time to hear from our amazing trainer for tonight. So you guys, Laurie Parks invested time into going to one of Lori Hogg's virtual foundation training programs. And she is so full of knowledge, and she is such a great student that she takes it all in, she restudies it, and she is so great at sharing that information. And so I'm going to go ahead and just turn it over to Lori tonight, and she is going to train us on some of the top tips. And by the way, she's trained me on some top tips just over the phone, and I can tell you that I'm a better foundation matcher because of it. And by the way, before we start, I want to challenge you. If you could match foundation with one person this week, one, who could you match a foundation with? That is a challenge that I'm going to put that out there. Match foundation with at least one person this week before next week's meeting, before the end of the seminar year. We got to get revved up. Okay? All right, Laurie Parks, take it away, sister.
Okay. Thank you. And bear with me because I have some notes, so I might repeat myself a couple times. I was so glad that I took this class, because the only thing I really knew about foundation matching was a stripe from here to here. And she taught different ways to do it. And she was a professional makeup artist in New York City for CNN and Bloomberg. And when she first started matching foundation down there, she was doing the stripe test, and all these other makeup artists were looking at her saying, "What are you doing?" She said, when you match foundation, you want to match it on the décolleté, and then you take it up to the forehead. So if you have somebody that you're doing a couple samples on, you put a stripe here, maybe one here and one here. And this foundation you have to let sit, because it goes on light, and as it soaks into the skin, you will be able to tell the match, but because you won't be able to see the foundation anymore. Then on the darker skin people, you want to take it up to the forehead right below the hairline. On the lighter skin people, you want to take it more towards the middle of the forehead. Um, she also said that she had studied some different cosmetic companies, and nobody is offering the shades that Mary Kay is offering. Mary Kay's really outdone themselves with this, and they're giving darker skinned people many more choices with the extra colors that they put out there. They've expanded it more into the deeper, the warm yellow skin tones. So one of the true selling points of our foundations are the ingredients. And I think these charts are in the document section. But this is what I've been using. When I'm selling foundations to start off with, I go over the ingredients that are in the new foundations. There is glycerin, vitamin B3, which is also niacinamide, age-defying peptides, resveratrol, and jojoba oil. And these are all good skincare ingredients. These foundations are more neutral-based foundations with just little bits of tint of pink, yellow, and the warm yellow. She made a chart that I've been using because I feel like this chart has been my saving grace. In between the pink lines that I have here is the tree, and these on the outside are the branches. Most of your foundation matching will be in this section right here. There are some foundations that can be used for different skin tones, like you'll see them with the little lines there. Number 4, light 4, can be used with a cool pink or a warm yellow. So all of the foundations we used to have were much more tinted. These are neutral based with just hues. Let me see here. So they oxidize into the skin, and that is going to be able to where you're going to be able to tell your match. And then she also brought this up, which I didn't think of this, but you could take your matte foundation is one that controls oil, and the luminous gives hydration. And if you mix those two together, you'll have a satin finish, which I thought that was kind of cool, you know, something I didn't think of. And you don't want to blob, when you're testing them on here, you don't want to blob them. You want to take a little bit on your finger and just dab, kind of stipple it. Because if you blob them, they're going to be too light and you're never going to get a match. All of them are buildable coverage. The coverage that you get right out of the bottle is going to be sheer to medium. If you get that, if you put that on with your sponge or your brush, you're going to get a sheer to medium coverage. If you have anybody that has rosacea, they can go after it dries down, they can go back in and dab on some more to cover those areas. The most important note is the neutral baseline. Straight pink and straight yellow foundations are slowly working their way out. The majority of pink women that you give a pink foundation to, they look inflamed. These foundations are not tinted like that. They just hues of pink. She did have some models on there, which I thought was interesting because she had one model that had a little bit darker skin, and you would have thought she was like an olive undertone, but she was dark here. Her throat was lighter. Her skin here was darker. And she tipped her arms over to look at this part right here and realized she had pink undertones. So she could wear the medium or the light 4, or she could wear it because it's cool pink and also because it's a warm yellow. Let's see, what else did she? Sorry.
You're fine, Lori. Take your time.
Yeah, I'm just going over my notes. I had a lot of notes. She did, you know, there was some consultants on there that got some pushback for doing the matching on the décolleté, and she came back on and said there is no right or wrong way. But she said doing it on the décolleté and up to the forehead is much faster than doing it on the neck here. And you don't ever want to do it on the throat area because that's always lighter. Let's see, what else do I got here?
While you're looking at that,
Yeah.
while you're checking that out, I'll just tell everybody that when Lori told me that information, and Trista Pickard is on here, and so you can see Trista's skin is very, very burned right here, and it's lighter right here. And so we actually matched her on the side right here, like, yeah, kind of like
Okay.
over in that area. And we got a really good match because she had redness here. So yeah, and so that was because of Lori. So thank you for that tip.
Well, you're welcome. She did show us underpainting. Has anybody ever done any underpainting?
No.
Like with
No.
tour.
You take your dark 3 concealer and you put it up here. Then you put your blush on here. This is all before your foundation. Then you put your the dark 3 here, and then you take your concealer, your lighter concealer, and put it in these areas, down your nose, and then you put your contour here. Then you take your foundation on the sponge and you just stipple, and it blends it all in, and it looked awesome. I think in one of in the new lookbook, it talks about underpainting a little bit. That's about all I have. I mean, a lot of this is repeat stuff. Does anybody have any questions?
Hey, I do. I have 2 questions. This is amazing, Lori. I'm so excited. I couldn't wait to hear this.
Well,
And
I wish I could.
you're so helpful. So my first question, I opened up from our website, the documents that Jana posted, and the tree that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Did you put the pink line that you held up? Like, what's the
I did.
Is that one say the undertone chart?
This is this is the undertone chart. And I did put the pink lines because this is where most of your foundation matching is going to be with
So
these colors.
tell us what 2 columns the lines go between. I can't tell from looking at it.
Okay. The warm yellow and the golder warmer yellow.
Okay.
On there. And then over here where it says peach warm brown.
Uh-huh.
And the cool pink, you put one there because you don't have very many people that are going to have a peach undertone or this warmer golden yellow.
So that will help. So it goes between the peach warm brown and then the cool pink. That's where the first line is on the left.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So that will help people that are purchasing samples. If they want to not get some, they can get the ones that are outside of the tree, right? Okay.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
And I've used this chart every single time my foundation matched. I used it today on 2 different people too. To me, this is a better guide. I had somebody today that was wearing beige C120, and she ended up, if you look at Mary Kay's chart, which I'm not saying anything's wrong with this, it says medium 4. She ended up being a light 7.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So and I've got somebody that I've been trying to foundation match that tans their body, but not their face. So she was wearing beige C140, which says medium 5. Every medium foundation we put on her face looks like paste.
Yeah.
So the other day she came and we did deep 4, and I thought that looked really good. And that's a pink undertone. And she messaged me today, and now she thinks it looks too pink. So she's coming back over Wednesday. And
you're giving us all hope. So you just took this class and you're practicing and you're saying she's still coming back. So what that tells me is none of us should be afraid of it. New consultants shouldn't be afraid of it. So 2 more questions. You're making me ask all these questions. So great.
No, I'm glad you're asking.
Yeah. So my first one is you said start at the décolleté and then move up to the forehead. So help me. Does that mean when you run out of space here, you move up to the forehead, or you just double check it?
Once you put your shade on here and you let it oxidize, and when it meshes in with the skin, you're going to know that that's the right shade. Then you want to take it up to the forehead. On darker people, you want to do it right below the hairline where the sun hits the most.
Okay.
And make sure that it matches up there as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I honestly can't wait to try that. I mean, I've been to multiple for a million years. We've been in Mary Kay, and I know why we were taught the job, but I love this because often we have lots of not colored the same here, you know,
Well,
and
and sometimes this is darker, but she said this is what people see.
yeah, mine
This
for
over
sure
here.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to do this. Okay, my last question. Did
Uh-huh.
she address the foundation finder tool and how to
Yes.
okay, what'd she
Yes,
say
I'm
about
just
that?
going to talk about that.
Okay.
She said you do not want to do that in bright light because, and I can attest to that because I did mine in front of a window and I come back being a light 1 and a light 2, and I'm a medium 5 or 6. And she said, just dim your light. Don't do it in front of a bright light window because
Okay.
it is testing people lighter than what they are.
Okay.
So that was her recommendation on that, was just dimmer lighting.
Okay. Yeah, I found that out too, but I that was just my experience. I didn't know if it was accurate.
Yeah, it is. But all these charts that she did are all on under the documents. So she's got a chart for light, she's got a chart for medium, and she has a chart for deep. But this is the one, this is the key right here. This one. So yeah, it's worked for me anyway.
Very good. Any
And
other
this number
questions for
6
Lori?
down here, real quick. This number 6 down here doesn't have the little lines by it, but she said you can use it for each one of these 3 undertones in between the 2 pink lines. Any other questions? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, what were you saying on that? I'm trying to look at that.
Okay. On this chart right here,
Yeah.
I had said earlier that you see these numbers here with the little lines beside them.
Yeah.
Number 4 up here. Okay, down here, she didn't have it on there, but this number 6, you can use it under the cool pink, the neutral, and the warm yellow.
Like the deep 6?
Yes. Yes, I'm sorry, the deep 6.
What do those lines mean?
Those
above?
they can just be used under different undertones.
Okay, so that could be okay. Like, does it mean that like that up above, like the light 4?
Yeah.
It's under cool pink, but does that also mean it's supposed to be somewhere else too?
Yeah, it's under warm yellow and cool
Oh
pink.
yeah, okay, okay. That just means it's under multiple.
Right.
Under
right.
more than
That's what
one. Okay, I got you.
I just wanted to point out the 6 because it didn't have the lines by it. She pointed that out later.
Right.
So I just wrote it in there. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, are there any other questions for Lori at this point? I have a suggestion. You know, I just did foundation matching with 2 women this morning, and I've been doing a lot of foundation matching. Just like women go to the bathroom in pairs, they should bring girlfriends because this is okay. So Trista came last week, was it? And I had somebody else there, and it's so good when you have more people there. It takes the pressure off of you because like Lori taught me, like you're gonna do like we did some, like today with someone we did like 8, 9, 10 because we were just like, oh, yeah. So I'm actually giving them a choice too. I'm like, when you look at this, when you look at these colors, what do you think? And so sometimes they're not right, sometimes they're close, but I want them to be able to feel like they are playing part in the decision. And also, it takes the pressure off of me. And then when I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, it's close. I think it's close. Then I can say to the other ladies around the table, what do you think? Which one do you think is best? Ladies,
yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, take the pressure off of yourself.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing too, is what do you like the best? Like today I had one girl do half of her face in one shade and half of her face in the other. Then she went over to the window and looked in the mirror both ways and decided which one she liked the best. Because some of them are really close.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so good. Lori, everything that you shared was fantastic. So good.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
being such a great student and just
Thank
passing it
you.
along to us. Allison Lieberger, did you have a question?
I just wanted to comment. So I love doing foundation matching. As Susie knows, like I've loved doing this since I started. It's one of my favorite things. So I do the same thing you ladies do. I always ask them first which one they like. And then I'll say, well, my suggestion would be, whatever. But it is fun because if you have more people, then you can say, well, let's vote on which one do you like the best. Everybody will vote. And so it just makes it fun, that kind of fellowship. But also, what you ladies were saying is, oh shoot, I just lost what I was gonna say. Anyway, but I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry. But on the foundation matching, um, I know where I was going with it. If they're really close, because I had one lady, her name is Cindy. Last week I did hers, and they were very close, but the one was just a little bit warmer, and the other was a little bit cooler. And she is a neutral, so she gets a little bit darker in the summer and a little bit cooler in the winter. So I suggested to her the one could be her summer foundation, and the other can be her winter. So we already know that. So I just made a notation of that. That's where I was going. Sorry.
Very good.
Yeah, that's good.
You guys, the other thing too is that I don't know the statistic. I know it's crazy high that like 80% of people wear the wrong shade. And when you bring friends, it's like all of a sudden the friends become the beauty experts and they have the right to say to their friend, yeah, girl, like that foundation you've been wearing has been way too light anyway. And it gives you a chance to fix all those cosmetic disasters that are walking around out there. It's harder for you to pull that off when you're like, oh no, that is way too light. It looks terrible. And she's been wearing it forever at the office. But her friends can say, especially like with lipsticks, I mean, all those things, like the lady that comes in with the downtown brown and she's like, white as a ghost, and she's like, "Meow," she's wearing downtown brown. And you can introduce a little bit of those fun other colors. But I agree with Lori. A lot of the shades are very close, and so they both look good. So that's when the friends become the beauty experts. And keep in mind, I know we're Florida girls, but most people need two because in the winter they're going to be a lot lighter than they are. So changing their foundation shade in the summer may be a little bit harder because their undertone looks different because now all of a sudden they have a tan. And in the winter they'll be a lot lighter. So anyway, but great training, Lori. I love it. I love Lori Hogg and all her tips.
I do too. She's amazing. So,
Fantastic. And you know what? When you're allowing other people to be there, obviously you're increasing your dollar per hour, but you're also recruiting well because you can see who's the girl that everyone is looking to for her opinion. Like if you have a group of women and everybody's like, what do you think? And they look at like Susie Q and you're like, okay, she's going to be my next recruit because
yeah.
she's the one that is influential, that is the leader, and everyone respects her opinion. So that's another thing that we can key into.
One more thing I want to say is the lighting in the room that you're doing this in makes a huge difference too. Because I'm doing it in my dining room and I swear my lighting looks yellowish. Anyway, that makes a huge difference. So I have them go over I have a sliding glass door over by that lighting and it makes a huge difference.
Natural light is key for sure.
Yes.
So just today, I had a gal that like they were by the natural light, but then one of them went over by in front of this big mirror at my studio, and she's like, "Oh, it looks different in front of the big mirror." Well, it was because the fluorescent lights were right coming down right above her.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, so like take the handheld mirror and go by the natural light, and because that's going to be our best source.
Yeah. That makes a difference.
Amazing. Ladies, let's give Laurie Parks a big round of applause. All right.
Thank you.
And we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into the breakout rooms. And y'all, okay, do not walk, but run to get off on Mary Kay in Touch after we're done to get those deals because that is freaking me out. I went on and HA plus ceramide is no longer there on the sale deal. It's not on there anymore. And so if you want to get this stuff for a sale, do not wait. So Anyway, all right, I'm going to stop the recording. And so if you are a brand new independent beauty consultant in the last 4 months since the month of March, you can go into the Great Start Room. If you have over 300 points for this week, then you can go into the 300 plus room. I know they're going to be talking about some juicy stuff in there. That's going to be the place to be. So anyway, you can go ahead and go in there. And if you are not in one of those two categories, you can stick around in here with me. So, all right, ladies.